What's going on, guys? I hope you like that new intro. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm finally bringing you the tips video I've been promising and the one you guys have been asking for. We're going to learn how to save breakaways. This year, breakaways are the hardest place to save due to the slower goalie movements and a slight amount of input delay. It is a bit of a guessing game for goalies, but the good news is making an educated guess is going to result in a save most of the time. Let's talk about what you can do to make these plays easier. There are three very important things you need to do. 1. Look for the skater's forehand. 2. Pay attention to his speed. And 3. Look where your defense is. Always identify what side the shooter's forehand is on, because the absolute favorite move for people to do is to take a wrist shot just inside the post. 90% of breakaways I've faced, guys try to do a fake and then skate around you on their forehand. This does not mean that everyone does it all of the time. Good players will go backhand and mix it up, so you have to be ready to know what that looks like. Next, you need to pay attention to how fast they're skating. If they're coming in really fast, like in this clip, they're only going to be able to make one move. This guy fakes to his backhand once, but it's pretty clear that he's going to his forehand after that. Now, if they're moving slower, you have to be more patient and you have to wait them out a little bit. The good news is you should have more time to react. In this clip, I guessed wrong with a bad desperation save attempt. He was way too far away for me to make the poke, but he was also skating way too fast to make a quality backhand move. I should have just slid to the right and tried to make a normal save. This guy goes backhand, and it was a little bit of a tougher save, but when someone makes a move to their backhand, you have a split second longer to react since the shot is slower. His starting position and that little coast he did were two things that made me think he was going to his backhand. It was just kind of a gut feeling there. The other important thing we talked about was your defense's positioning. Good defenders are going to try and catch up to the play and take away one side from the puck carrier and force him to the other. These are plays that you need to save 99% of the time, and that 1% is the time that you're in position, it just slips past you somehow. Moving on, we're going to talk about actually making the save. Square yourself up to the shooter and come up to somewhere between the top of your crease in the middle. Don't come out too far, else they're going to skate around you easily. And if you're too deep, they'll be able to snipe you. Notice my positioning when they start on an angle as well. I am on one side of the crease and I'm leaving that other side a little bit open. Next, it's decision-making time. Are you going to use the right stick, the left stick, or do a desperation save? This is completely up to you and what you're comfortable with, but it also depends on the situation. I use the right stick for the majority of breakaways because I have the timing down. If you do use the right stick, you have to hit it a little early because the animation takes a little while to get moving. I use this mostly when guys are coming in from an angle or when I know they're going forehand. If they start in the middle of the ice, it's entirely possible just to do a regular butterfly slide. But make sure you hit the left stick first and then the butterfly button, or you're going to get caught down and you're not going to move anywhere. My final note is on desperation saves. These are great to mix in every once in a while to give the other team a different look. If you do it too much, they'll catch on and beat you, so be careful. For whatever reason, the desperation saves respond much faster than any other animation, so if you're going to do one of these, you can afford to wait out the skater a little bit longer. The diving poke check is very effective and can be done by pressing square or X on the Xbox and up. It's very effective when the skater gets in too close to your crease, or your defenseman is forcing them to one side, or they're coming in uncontrollably fast because they won't be able to skate around you that way. You can interchange this with a regular poke check by pushing it up on the right stick. It's just as effective this year. The other move is the Y dive, and this can be done by pressing Y or triangle when the skater's just past the hash marks. Your goalie will dive out and try and cover the puck. This can be effective, but like any other desperation save, if you miss, you're out to lunch. I rarely use any of the other desperation saves on breakaways, but that doesn't mean you can't use them, and it doesn't mean they aren't effective. If you guess wrong on a butterfly slide, you can try and dive back the other way to make a save using square or X on the Xbox and the left stick to do the dive. The spread eagle save, which is down and square or X on the Xbox, is effective at covering the low part of the net, but it leaves the whole top half of the net open. It works okay on backhands, but I prefer to use other methods of making the save. Now, if you want to goof around a little bit like I do 90% of the time I play this game, you can try stacking the pads, and it can result in some pretty hilarious saves, but I haven't been able to make consistent saves, which is why I don't use it really at all if I'm playing seriously. You can press circle or B on the Xbox and left or right on the left stick. Your goalie will slide across, stack the pads, and he'll even do the somersault animation automatically if they shoot high. It's pretty fun. The only other thing I can think of is have a good memory. For those guys who play in leagues or against the same clubs regularly, remember what certain players do on the other team. Remember their tendencies, because chances are if you play them again, they're going to use the same move, or they're going to do a different one. You're going to be able to add it to your repertoire, and you're going to have a better chance of making the save. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up if it helped. Subscribe for more goalie tips, and I'll see you guys next time.